DIY. It is me, Madison, and I'm here with a fun DIY for you this week. We got some orange-ish colors going on with hints of peach and then a touch of a bright, sharp blue. And then a light blue inside of some of our greens and our thistles. It's going to be a very pretty, unexpected DIY color that looks nice. A lot of people don't think oranges and blues can go together, but I believe on the color wheel they're the exact opposite of each other. So sometimes if you do it right, together they make something very beautiful. So let's get started. This week's green is going to be baby blue eucalyptus. Sometimes I call it the one that's like towering, like towers of eucalyptus. This is one that a lot of people think of when they think of eucalyptus, which is really interesting. But there's lots of types of eucalyptus that we've used before in DIYs, like willow eucalyptus, seeded eucalyptus, eucalyptus pods, so many things. But this one we're using today is baby blue eucalyptus. For our flowers, the first one we have is thistle. Thistle is very spiky and has like a very deep, dusty, sometimes blue tone to it, which is really nice, so it can help bring out our blues and bring a softer touch of blue. There's not a lot of blue flowers inside of floristry, so thistle is a very popular one. And it's really popular in the fall. A lot of people like to use it in fall arrangements, so I highly recommend this one, and we're going to be using it today. Next, we have these mini mango calla lily. Everyone should have at least one of these with you. They're super cute. Lilies are in the family Liliaceae, I believe. That includes all of your wonderful lilies. And this is just one of them. These are really cool because instead of that open shape, they have that tube shape to it. And the color of these are like a beautiful sunset. So we should have one of those. Next, we have our beautiful and very common delphinium. I believe delphinium is a part of the larkspur family. I'm not sure on that though. I might have to double check that. But I'm pretty sure it's part of the larkspur family because you can tell by the leaves on it, which is really cool. But it's less hairy. Like if you look at larkspur tends to be a bit more like, has these tiny little like leaves along the stems and along the flowers. Delphinium doesn't have. This is the Delphinium Vocalor Blue, which is that very sharp blue. It's going to be a big contrast with our oranges. Next, we have some orange carnations. Again, these are super tight, so I'm going to teach you guys how to open them up. As always, the classic orange alstromera. And then some of my favorite, these are called Safari Sunset spray roses. But what's important is that these are Safari Sunset Sensations. These are bigger and they have less of a tan color that regular Safari Sunsets have, and they have this beautiful peach color. And again, they're massive, like they're almost like a garden rose. And when they open up, they're gorgeous. So you should have some of those. Let's get started. So of course, the first thing I always do, you already know, greens. We're gonna take our delphinium and we're gonna literally take our fingers and drag it down. It's gonna get all of those off. The thing about eucalyptus though is it does have like oils on it. That's what, like, whenever you get eucalyptus oils or you smell it on your fingers or you put it in the shower and it smells really good, it's because of all those like oils inside of the leaves of this plant. So because of that, the oils from this are really kind of sticky. And it will make your hands disgustingly sticky. So be careful when you're doing that. I recommend using like an exfoliant wash. Some people say using an oil on your hands can help get it off. I know when I'm doing a wedding and there's a bunch of eucalyptus in it, my hands will be black by the end of the day because it's sticky, all the other debris gets on it. It's nasty, but it's okay. So again, I'm splitting up all of my eucalyptus. I'm using it wisely. Some of my pieces I'm not splitting up because it doesn't really need to be. But with my other pieces, I'm using it wisely. I'm gonna cut this piece down, take off the bottoms, and stick that right in there. Boom, then I'm done with my greens. Next, I'm gonna go in with this beautiful calla lily. I'm thinking about doing something a little more like cool with this. I don't want it to just be in the arrangement. I think I want it to stay long. kind of offshoot to the side, just so you can like really enjoy and see this calla lily. Let's make it a star. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Safari Sunset. These are huge, like they're almost like the size of a mini rose. I'm definitely gonna take off all of these nasty petals. And then I'm gonna blow right into the centers of each of these spray roses. And you can even open them like roses too. Since these are so huge, you can reflex them, which is crazy. So I'm gonna do that to some of mine, just to really get them open. I can't spin them because they're all on one stem, because they're spray roses, so they won't really spin out really well. The weight is distributed too weirdly because of it, but we can reflex them just a little. Just a little. Just a little. Really open them up. See how beautiful it is? I'm gonna put that one right front and center. Get rid of any petals that look a little womp womp. Then again, I'm gonna do the same to this one. Some of these bad things, and then I'm going to take these off. Really blow on them, make sure you get like a really big show to it. I'm gonna stick that one right there for now. All right. So next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of my beautiful delphiniums. I'm gonna cut this one a little shorter. Not too short though, still wanna keep some of its length. And then I'm gonna have like a cute little offshoot going off to the side with this one. Beautiful. Again, pulling things out. Moving things around if I really want to. Now I'm going to use some of my carnations. One of my carnations broke, but I'm not wasting anything for the video. So I'm going to keep it at this length, and I'm going to open these carnations up. So when I open up carnations, again, they look like this versus this. I pinch the sides, and then I peel down the green leaflets that are right underneath the flower. So they're called sepals. You just peel them down. Peel them down. Then you can easily just fluff them out. And then they're beautiful. I'm gonna put this one right in the front. It's a little shorter. And then I'll keep these other ones a little bit longer. And I might change that. I might pull it out a little bit, but that's the beautifulness of floristry, is that you can change your mind. And changing your mind is completely okay. That's the fun of design. Being able to change things and make it your own. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I have one more carn. These colors are so beautiful next to each other. I want to see if I want to keep this one a little more taller or if I want to shorten it. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, that's what we got going on so far. Next, I'm going to use my Alstromera. Again, I'm going to take off all of those leaves. And then all these other leaves that are along the flowers, they're just really distracting. Now these up here are kind of hard to take off because you risk taking the flower with it. Just don't pull, pinch it off. So you don't lose a flower head. Pinch, not pull. See how I still got all my flowers? Period. Now I'm gonna use this to fill in some holes, but then also add a little touch of color. Again, I'm pulling these off, and then the leaves that are attached to the flower, I'm pinching them off. Pinch. See, that one took the flower. Even though I pinched it, it still took the flower. They're very gentle, so I want to be gentle with them. All right, now I think I'm gonna put this one right above my Sapphire Sunsets. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Again, pulling out my flowers, making sure nothing's getting lost in translation with my flowers. Everything looks intentional, not just random. Which, takes time in floristry, It takes time to realize when like something should be intentionally put, or like how you want things to look, It takes time, it truly does. So now I'm gonna do my thistle. So my thistle is one really thick, so I'm gonna cut off some of these random ones that don't need to be there. For this thing of thistle, I'm gonna cut off most of the little ones, and I'm gonna leave this cute little big one, because I don't want too much on there. I just wanted to add like a pretty little spiky accent. Not too much though, not too much. Gorgiana. All right, and then for this one's longer, so I'm gonna again take off some of those longer pieces and place them where I want, and then use this big stem to place right here. I think I'm gonna shorten this one just a little bit. I'll also take off these leaves because one, they're in the way, they're making my arrangement look crowded. So I'm just gonna take those off and then make that one a little shorter. Beautiful, beautiful. And then I'm gonna use my last couple stems and really fill in with some. So maybe I can put some right here. Again, these are some that I separated off when I was choosing my buds carefully, but I don't want them to go to waste, so I'm gonna put them in wonderful places, and they're long enough to do that too, so which is nice. Put that out a little more. This is a very interesting arrangement, if I might say. I'll put this one right here. All right, so now we're gonna do our final touches. That means one, looking at how our stems are placed and making sure we like that. Making sure all of our stems aren't lost in translation, so they all have a purpose. Their faces are frontward. All right, and this is this week's DIY. This week's DIY is really cool because it mixes orange and blue, which a lot of people kind of go away from sometimes when it comes to like color mixing, but these colors can look beautiful together, especially when you do them right. So one, we have these different shades of orange. We have this beautiful sunsetty looking calla lily. We have these beautiful light carnations that are this beautiful light orange. But then we have these Safari Sunset spray roses that are Safari Sensation spray roses. So they're a little bit more peachier and they're really large and showy. So these are really going to bring in together our oranges. On the blue side, we have this pale greenish blue that comes from using baby blue eucalyptus. Then we have this thistle, which is really dusty and like a very light, almost dryish blue. And then we have a pop of really like saturated blue from our delphinium. So we have all of these different shades that kind of complement each other really well. And they're gorgeous in my opinion. So yeah, if you guys like this DIY, you let me know this week. I would love to see what you guys made this week. Make sure that you send it to Flowers for Dreams Detroit or Flowers for Dreams on Instagram. And I will see you guys next week. All right, bye.